Good morning, kids. Dad here. It is Thursday, February 26, 2026. 2:26 at 10:27 a.m. Today's a Thursday, all day long. And I had my morning meeting. I had started work, had my morning work meeting. Was able to sit down with Bravo Zulu House, the case manager down here, that he works with all the residents to help get them like on the right care plans and recovery plans and all that. Anyhow, talked to him. I guess there's a new applicant. So I had to make a phone call to a guy who wants to come live here starting in March. He's in a treatment center right now. So hopefully I'll be able to connect with him at some point today, hear why he wants to come here, and see if he's a good fit or not. So I thought maybe I'd talk about that a little bit today. So what's Dad doing down here at Bravo Zulu House, right? What is Dad doing down here? What does it mean to be the house manager? So my job, basically, is to enforce the house rules, to set a good example. I guess that's about it. So what's that mean? It means that there's a bunch of residents here. They come here, right, as you guys know, because they need a sober living environment. They need a place where they can heal and recover. And for each of them, that might look a little bit different. But generally speaking, they're all coming to us with some substance abuse problems, which basically means they drank too much, or maybe they took too many of the pills the VA gave us all the time. And they probably have some PTSD issues, which is kind of a trauma thing. Leads to a lot of kind of anxiety. Can be different symptoms for different people depending on the experience. My experience certainly has been anxiety. So anyhow, they come to us planning to live here for a year, maybe 18 months, maybe a couple years, so that they can have a place, housing, for pretty cheap, about $650 a month for them right now. They can have their own room, live with some guys like them, and basically focus on work, maybe part-time work for them right now, or maybe for some of them no work. Maybe they're just on disability pay. That's how they pay their bills. But they can focus on doing therapy sessions, doing treatment sessions, getting the medical care they need. And then ultimately, hopefully, some of them will start to transition into jobs and working full time. And they'll basically go from somebody who needed a lot of help and really couldn't function well on their own to learning the tools and getting the kind of courses, the treatment, the classes they need, so that they can be a fully functional, awesome, productive person. But while they're here, they need somebody called a house manager. So what does that house manager do? I need to enforce house rules. One of the rules, you got to pay every month, $650. So I have to collect $650 from each of the guys who live here. And then the house, to run a house, just like you kids know, you got to go to the grocery store, right? Well, I don't go to the grocery store to get these guys food. They got to buy their own food. But things like toilet paper, cleaning supplies, salt for the water softener, making sure the garbage gets picked up, taken out from the dumpster. All these little things that it takes to run a house. That's my job. I make sure that there's cleaning supplies, there's toilet paper, that the dumpster gets dumped up by the garbage men, whatever I call them. All those little things to make a house a nice, safe, clean, decent place to live. I also enforce house rules. What are house rules? Well, everyone here has to do chores, because we share there's one big kitchen for everybody. There's 4 bathrooms for up to 12 guys. There's 4 washer dryers for up to 12 guys. We share a lot of spaces. There's one big living room with one big TV, a couple big couches. So I divide up chores and I say, okay, one chore is going to be cleaning all the bathrooms twice a week. Another chore is going to be mopping the floors twice a week. Another chore is going to be scrubbing the kitchen twice a week. On and on down the list of all the chores that need to be done. And then I assign them out to the guys. And I make sure they do their chores. If they don't do their chores, me and them are going to have a difficult conversation. Another rule I make sure of is that everybody stays in their room or a common area. I don't want guys going into other guys' rooms. Why would I need to go into somebody else's bedroom? Especially if that guy's not there. Probably up to no good. Probably stealing or messing with his stuff. Guys don't appreciate that. I know that I don't want somebody coming into my room when I'm not here. I don't want them doing it to each other, so I enforce that rule. I enforce a rule about basically not being a jerk. I require, one of the rules is that you must be nice to other people. You cannot swear at other residents. You can't say, screw you, you buttface, or even more colorful words that us military guys know. I enforce rules like you cannot put your hands on somebody. You can't push somebody. You can't shove somebody. That's a no-go. You also have to stay sober. That's a big one here. You cannot go have a beer and come back. You cannot take some pills that are not prescribed to you by a doctor. If they are prescribed by a doctor, you can't take more than the doctor says you're supposed to take. If any of those things happen, I have some fancy little tools. I have a little breathalyzer toy. I get to use this thing all the time on the guys. This is a little thing they blow into it, and it tells me if they've had any beer or other mommy juices, you guys call it. I also have little cups. Little cups in this bag that I can make them pee into. And there's all sorts of colors that'll tell me if they've had any sort of medications they're not supposed to have had. So those are the general rules I enforce. Now in theory, because I get to decide who gets to live here and who doesn't. So in theory, if when I have guys apply, like one did this morning, if I have that conversation, I kind of interview them. If I do my job right there, I won't say yes to letting anybody live here who's not trying to do the right thing. If they're trying to do the right thing, they'll get along okay. Because the rules that I just laid out, they're not very hard. But sometimes it's hard to tell. Maybe a guy comes in and he was kind of doesn't, even though he talked good during interviews, said all the right things, maybe day to day, he doesn't get along with other people very well. Maybe he likes to slam the doors really loud, even though we do have a rule about not slamming doors. Maybe he likes to play his music really loud, even though we have a rule about not playing your music so loud that it can be heard outside of your room. Maybe he likes to swear at other people. Maybe he likes to try and sneak and drink beers. All those things are things that have happened with guys. In that case, sometimes I'll give him one warning. I'll give him one warning sometimes. If I have to give him 2 warnings for the same thing, bye. Can't live here no more. So deciding who gets to live here and kicking guys out if they mess up, it's a big part of the job. I had to do that with 2 guys. I've had to kick out 2 guys so far. They're both guys that were here when I got down here. But they were some bad apples when I got down here. I haven't had to do anybody since, but I'm sure it'll happen soon enough. The other big thing that I'm responsible for is I need to set a good example. If I'm not doing my dishes, if I'm not doing my chores, if I'm not going to my morning support group meetings, if I'm not living the way that I think these guys should be living, if I'm not living up to the rules myself, it's a bad example. So I need to be a good example of a good example. I need to be working out every day to show those guys, hey, that's what we do. What do? We wake up, we go to a support group meeting. We do our work for the day. Then maybe we get a workout in during lunch. Then we finish our work for the day. Then in the evening, maybe we do a chore. Then maybe we watch a hockey game on TV. Or maybe we attend another meeting. But I need to set that good example routinely. So far, since last September, so what is it, coming up on 5 months now? Coming up on 6 months. I think I've been doing a pretty decent job of that. But obviously, like any job, like any responsibility, there's days it's challenging, there's days it's frustrating. Bear in mind, I kind of treat this like this is my house, and they're just living in it, right? Because I'm going to be here for as long as God needs me here. And these guys are going to come and go, graduate, move on to bigger and better things, which is great for them. But I don't want guys trashing my house. I want this house to be here and be a nice house for guys, for hundreds and hundreds of guys, for years and years and years to come. It doesn't work if I let these guys trash this place. So I get frustrated at times when I see guys not doing their chores, slamming doors, doing something stupid that's going to put a hole in a wall or whatever, treating this place not keeping it nice and new and presentable. I also get frustrated when some guys are just having an attitude sometimes. And in those times, I sometimes just have to come to my room, close my door, get on my knees and pray, and say, you know what, Ryan? What's the next right thing I need to do here? Sometimes just have a conversation with the guy. Say, look, so-and-so, you're really frustrating me with this. What do we do here? That works most of the time, actually. That works a lot. Sometimes it's just do nothing. Let it go. Say, you know what? Is it really that big a deal? Is it really that big a deal that this guy keeps leaving his laundry in the laundry machine, never puts his own laundry away? Is it really that big a deal? Maybe not. Maybe that's not one I want to lose sleep over. Sometimes it's a matter of having to ultimately have that hard conversation where I say, look, if you want to live here, this is what you need to change. So ultimately though, I get to see guys recover. I get to see guys have a place for healing and recovery. I get to see them start to smile and laugh again. They come in here, they look like their dog just died. They're not happy. They're not on a winning streak in life. But there's already been a couple residents ready to see them start to smile and laugh and have some successes in life. That is cool to have front row seats for. That is a very cool thing to have front row seats for their healing, their recovery, their journey. It's also kind of neat because, I don't pay rent. I do get to live here for free, which helps me pay for you guys. Because you guys are still, all your sports, all your school stuff, all the groceries you have, the roof over your head, Dad's still helping pay for a big chunk of all that. So, ultimately, that's what Dad's doing down here at Bravo Zulu House. That's what my responsibilities look like. I pray someday you guys will be able to come down here with me. Whether it's to come down and visit me, maybe it's 10 years from now. You guys are 20 years old and Dad's not down here anymore because I'm back living wherever. Maybe we just come down and visit, say hey to the guys. But yeah, pretty neat place down here. Definitely some magic. Place is blessed by God, and I'm very fortunate to get to have front row seats and be a part of this. Even though sometimes it's frustrating. Just like everything in life, right? There's beauty when you look for it. There's awesome things when you look for it. So, anyhow, that's enough out of me for today, guys. But, yeah, this is my journal on what exactly Dad's doing at Bravo Zulu House. Love you, kids. See you soon.